trying, I'm scared it might end. I hate the feeling when you're out of love. In love, in love, in love. When you're out of love. In love, in love, in love. I just hope you feel what I feel.
Welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, guys?
All right, let's get into daily awards and match previews. For tomorrow, we have these other games because today we were gifted a snooze fest in Group D action with England and Slovenia tying 0-0 and Denmark and Serbia also doing the exact same thing. The exact same thing in this Euros tournament here. Tough watch here from the fans. 90 minutes of Denmark and Serbia going back and forth, and 90 minutes of England still unable to figure out what the fuck is going on. Guys in the chat, let me know, what did you think about this action? Actually, it was Group C. My fault. It was Group C. It was something else. It really was. What did you guys think? And Soltero, what's your take on both these games?
I'm fed up, man. But god damn it, what a snooze fest that we just witnessed. Of course it was these teams. Of course it was England. Of course it was Denmark, Serbia. I mean, my whole preview on Denmark was literally fuck Denmark. And then my whole preview on Serbia was I'm done with this team. And then there was a chance for Serbia to really prove to themselves that, hey, you know, there's still some life in us. They kind of showed that in their last match against Slovenia by getting a last-second draw. And they have an entire 90 minutes to try and attack Denmark's goal. And what do they give us? Absolutely nothing. I'm done with the Serbian side. I was done with them before the tournament, and they just proved to me once again that, I mean, Serbia, I don't want to think about this country for a while from a footballing perspective, man, because they gave nothing. The whole first half, it was all Denmark. There was no signs of Serbia going forward, getting on the ball, being threatening. Samardzic comes in for Tadic, does absolutely nothing. No Vlahovic, I think that was a mistake because he's the only guy who seems to really fight out there for Serbia. He comes on late in the second half. And finally, in the last 15 minutes, Serbia do a little something. They show a little bit of character, but 15 minutes? Are you kidding me? You had 90 minutes. No, you just needed one goal.
One, bro.
That's it. That's all you needed. And they wait till the last 15 minutes to really turn it on. I mean, I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, no, man. And I may sound... I mean, I've already been this like harsh on Serbia because of what happened at the 2022 FIFA World Cup and how highly I thought of this team. Like, this is exactly what we projected. A lifeless Serbian squad that's afraid to go forward. And once they're up on top, they don't know what to do. And you could say the same for Denmark today. Their ability to build up is really, really good. They can string passes together. But in that final third, bro, I have no clue how they're going to get a goal if it's not a long-range effort from outside the box like how we saw against England. And then you can say the same thing for England themselves, who struggled today. The only team in this group that you can say anything positive about is Slovenia.
Yeah.
Who somehow finds a way to damn near certify qualification into the next round by finishing in third place. At one point, apparently, I learned this through you, at one point they were set to qualify directly in second place due to yellow card accumulation?
Right, because they had the same goal difference as Denmark, the same goals forced and goals allowed. So the next tiebreaker, I believe, was yellow cards. And they had tied each other as well. So that's why it went all the way down to that, fourth, fifth tiebreaker. But ultimately, Denmark get that second place position. Slovenia in third with 3 points, but they have a 0 goal differential, which compared to Hungary have a -3 goal differential on the same amount of points. Looking really good for Slovenia. And honestly, I can't believe they've been able to sneak themselves into this position.
No,
congratulations. And you could see in the scenes after that match, they were celebrating as if they had just beaten England. So I'm actually low-key excited to see Slovenia in the round of 16 because I think they have deserved it, right? They did everything against Serbia minus the last-second play. And to keep England 0-0, I think is also a good achievement for the Slovenian side.
Yeah. Soltero, completely agree with you. Says assistant to the sensei. Screw Denmark and Serbia. Saludos from Arizona.
Yes,
Crazy
sir.
stat. Germany scored more goals than Group C combined. I will say one thing. We get criticized when we get our predictions wrong, and I do punishments and everything, but this is the first group for myself that I actually predicted right, with Slovenia finishing in third above Serbia. But it's one of those groups it's one of those situations where I hate that I ended up right, bro, because once again, it just solidifies my thoughts, my concerns, my hatred now towards this Serbian team and the disappointment I have towards them, bro, because once again, they should be better, man. They should be better, but they're just not going to. They're stubborn. They want to stay to their ways, and that's fine. If they want to be ass, then be ass, bro. Suit yourself. I'm just out on the Serbian team completely, and I'm glad that Slovenia proved that throughout 3 games, they're a much better team, a much more better cohesive unit than what Serbia could ultimately be in this tournament. So I'm proud for Slovenia, and I just want to see what they can do in the round of 16 if they get there.
Yeah, and for Denmark, they finished second place in this group, but I mean, I'm honestly just as low on them as I am on Serbia. Yes, they played better football today, and they've played better football over the course of the group stage, but barely. Seriously, barely. Denmark had a lot of possession in the first half, but did virtually nothing with it. The one positive I can give to Denmark is, they are cohesive. They fight, and they fought in every single game. They gave their best, I think, in every single match. The only problem for me is their best just isn't entertaining, right? So I don't really see Denmark going past the round of 16 at all, kind of no matter who they face. I'd say they're definitely one of the weaker sides in the knockout stage.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who they end up facing off against. Apparently, it might be the Belgium. This might be who they face according to what the chat says. We'll have to look at the bracket, but it's an interesting situation. The only thing I want to do, the last thing I want to talk about in this group is England. Guys, what would you rate this England performance? Grade it. A plus, B minus. I just want to know where you guys stand on this England performance and what you think about them moving forward. Yet another unconvincing performance where at the end of the day, they end up topping the group. But we were talking about it, bro. This group was pretty weak at the end of the day, man.
Yeah.
Pretty weak.
Yeah.
And they did the bare minimum to get top in this group. And I am concerned going forward because I just don't know if they'll actually wake up.
I know, man. I mean, I will say from the few flashes that I saw, because I was mainly watching the Denmark-Serbia game, they looked a little more hungry, I guess. They looked a little quicker on the ball, but it still looked very individualistic. And that's my main criticism for this English side so far at this Euros is they just don't look like they have any chemistry up top. So sure, the ball was moving around quicker, but it's not going to mean anything when you play meaningful teams like Germany or Spain in this Euros. So for England, just looking a bit grim, and I don't know. I mean, Southgate did make one change, Gallagher in for Trent Alexander-Arnold. I thought that was a positive move just because I don't think Trent can really play that position for England. But, I mean, I just wish there was more changes because right now this front four of England is just not scoring goals.
Yeah, we see Kobbie Mainoo get a half in and then Cole Palmer get 20 minutes. Yeah. Apparently it was a good appearance, but nothing too crazy. I just wish he get more opportunity. Yeah, I think I like the idea of more rotation happening. He's been stubborn this whole tournament. I would have thought they would have made 2 or 3 changes instead of just one change. So that's on Southgate completely. I'm seeing Fs all over the chat. E's. I'm seeing E's in the chat. It was a tough performance for England. And now the thing is, because they do end up topping the group, they are on a much weaker side of the bracket. And this is kind of reminiscent of the 2018 World Cup when we had a very strong side of the bracket and a much weaker side, with one side having Spain, Germany, and now Denmark. Germany facing off against Denmark is already slated now, so that's interesting. Portugal and France all on one side. And on the other, Austria, England, Switzerland, and Italy so far. So a little bit of a difference in quality there. England still has a shot. They have a chance to make it deep in this tournament. Yeah, the time to wake up is now, though.
I mean, they haven't lost. That's another thing. Like, this English side is technically unbeaten at this tournament. Their natural skill level is higher than most teams. The cohesion's not there. The chemistry is not there. I hope they wake up. Maybe this will be the wake-up call, knowing that, all right, it is literally do or die. Or maybe they just draw every game. Maybe they draw their way to a semifinal. I honestly could see that too. So oddly enough, even though England have been so boring, it's like watching fishing. Like it really is. You're just waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for your pole to like jiggle a little bit. But ultimately, the pond is dead because you're not catching anything. But maybe England catch onto something in the round of 16.
Maybe. We'll have to see. You know how knockout football is. It can surprise you. It's what we saw from Portugal in the 2016 Euros when they had a similar type of vibe and just getting lots of draws, but then went on to win the tournament. So we'll see what happens, man. Let's just close out this group. We're done with this group.
Let's be done.
Let's move on with this group because I think the chat is fed up as well. Let's go over to a much more exciting group, which was Group D, with Austria defeating the Netherlands to end up topping this group, and France tying Poland, once again struggling. Similar to England, I would say. Struggling to show out the way that we expect them to. Let's talk about Austria versus Netherlands first, because this is the story of the day. This is the story of the day. Austria tops the group. They solidify, if they haven't already, their dark horse narrative, and they top a group that has France and the Netherlands in it, bro, behind a 3-2 victory at the Olympiastadion, where they showed out, came from behind. No, they didn't come from behind. They just faced a lot of, the game was back and forth.
Their game was back and forth.
And they got the dub. Congratulations to any Austrians in the chat, because this is a monumental victory. And I'm proud to say it's one that we saw coming with how we previewed this team.
Exactly. Yeah. And I go back to our preview, and one of the things that was mentioned was Austria is more than just the individual players. It's the sum. And because you imagine in this game, no Konrad Laimer or Baumgartner. They start on the bench, but it doesn't matter because Ralf Rangnick has this team so well drilled. Every single player knows exactly what to do out on the pitch, and they do it at such a high level that they go out here and score 3 goals against the Netherlands and get the 3 points and top the group. I am so excited to see what Austria can do at this tournament. They were my dark horse going into the Euros, and I think, as you already said, they have solidified that label.
Thank God, man. I love it when that dark horse label is thrown at a team and they live up to it, because now, dude, Austria can do anything.
Yeah, I
they
think
can
so.
do anything, man. The way we've seen them perform now over 3 games, they look so good. And that Marcel Sabitzer game winner, man, golazo, the scenes, the emotion, I loved it. And it looks like the chat agrees with Llama Vomit saying it's coming home to Austria. Austria reaching quarterfinals to face Belgium is a prediction. I mean, looking at the bracket now, they face the runner-up of Group F, so potentially Turkey. It's looking at might be Turkey. They can beat this Turkish side.
Oh, yeah,
they can.
easily.
And then from there, they can go to the quarterfinals, and they're on the quote-unquote weaker side of the bracket. So Austria can make a deep run. They could become this year's Denmark, like how Denmark went deep in the Euros just recently. Austria could become that team, and now I'm really excited to see what can they achieve at this level. Guys, what do you think? Will Austria go to the final? Will they go to a semifinal? Or, will they end up disappointing and get knocked down the round of 16?
Yeah, and they're so entertaining to watch too, and they must be frustrating to face against because you do have no idea where the goals are going to come from. Naturally, it looks like Arnautovic is going to be their main point guy, and he's a great focal point for this Austrian team to feed balls to centrally into the box. But look at how the goals came about today. The one goal where I believe it was Romano Schmid who ended up getting a really nice header. It was a nice looping run from Florian Grilic, who gets on the byline, sends in a beautiful cross, and it's an incoming Schmidt who gets a beautiful header. That's the type of chemistry that this Austrian team has. And then out of nowhere, Marcel Sabitzer can show up deep inside the penalty box and score a banger. There's so many different avenues for Austria to score. We saw in the second game where Baumgartner just got a really nice finish from a really good through ball from Alexander Pross, a left back. There's so much talent offensively for this Austrian side. Goals come from literally everywhere on the pitch. They're so fun to watch.
That's gotta be a nice feeling, man. Playing for this team, being like, I might score, and you're a fucking center back.
Yeah.
You're a fucking right back. Yeah, I might get a goal today, man. You might get a goal today. That's true, though. Chad is saying a Germany versus Austria final would be awesome. Quarterfinals, Max. I'm seeing a lot of quarterfinal predictions for Austria. I still think that would be a victory, though. No, that'd be a victory. I think
agree.
Quarterfinal appearance in the Euros, that's pretty good for Austria.
That's
man.
amazing. And I think people are saying they might play Belgium. If that's the case, that's going to be a crazy game.
Quarterfinal against Belgium would go
I could see that being 50-50.
That would go hard, man. On the flip side, you have Netherlands losing this game and finishing in 3rd place, I believe, with now 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss at this tournament, showcasing that they do have an offense and that they can score goals, but then also that they can concede them, bro. They can concede them. And so this team is really interesting because for a while, I did harp on the offensive avenue about them. They're the way that I don't really trust them offensively. I think they proved me wrong in that aspect. But I did underestimate just kind of how open the whole team is as a whole. It's not that I don't trust their offense now. I don't trust the whole team, man. I'm gonna be honest. In these elite matches, because they now lost to Austria 3-2. They tie France in a game where I thought France dominated. And France should have won that game 1-0 if Antoine Griezmann could have gotten the end of a ball. And then they got a last 10-minute game winner against Poland, who we've seen to be the worst team in this group. I'm not saying Netherlands is bad. I'm just saying I just can't put them in that top tier of Europe. I have them sort of in that Italy range. That's where I have them right now. And I need to see a little bit more to put them above that as, potential dark horse, potential contender to get to the title.
Yeah, I like that. They're like in that Italy tier because, yes, they have good players, and there are moments where they do play good football. That Memphis Depay goal today was a banger. Also, we saw how dynamic Cody Gakpo can be in this tournament. Getting a couple goals, got a goal today, and it was a beautiful finish. So there is genuine talent and threat for Netherlands going forward, but within the 90 minutes, they also just go in the exact opposite direction and lose their heads, and they can't fully compete over the course of 90 minutes. So I agree, they're too inconsistent over a 90, and I think that's why Netherlands ultimately probably won't go past the quarterfinals. And also, just another thing, Ronald Koeman today made an interesting decision to not start Xavi Simons. I thought that was a mistake because he's their only dynamic baller in possession, especially if you don't have Frankie de Jong. And it showed that he made a mistake by bringing him on in the 30th minute. So Simons has to start and play every single minute for this Dutch team because they just don't have any other dynamic passers with de Jong out.
Yeah, Diego Garcia says Koeman too busy picking his nose instead of implementing his tactics. He didn't look good today, man. Coman looked stressed. He looked like he couldn't figure it out. And this team conceded 3 goals today, man. 3. I don't trust that. To go lift the title in the Euros, conceding 3 is a bad sign, man. That's my only concern, especially given that they have world beaters at the back, man. Van Dijk, De Vrij, like Nathan Ake, they have great players, but they still just can't figure it out defensively, bro.
Yeah, and another crazy decision too is right backer Troita played the entire match, no Dumfries and no Frimpong. How Frimpong doesn't get minutes, it's just a bad decision. It's like not giving Cole Palmer minutes. They've both had such good seasons at club level. You have to find a way to bring them out on the pitch, and especially since the Netherlands look like they need something else other than Depay, Gakpo, and Simons. Why not try Frimpong? I didn't think he had a bad game against France. I just think the midfielders didn't find him.
Yeah, he didn't shine in that game, and I think Coman's just being harsh on Frimpong.
I think so.
He's so hard on my boy. Like, he was just waiting for him to not put up a 10 out of 10 performance, and since he didn't do that against France, he's like, you're sitting on the fucking bench. And I'm just like, bro, come on, man. You got to give that man minutes, bro. It's Frimpong. He's a baller. So I think the Netherlands still has a lot to figure out, but they do qualify. They do qualify into the next round from what I'm seeing, at least potentially. They look like they're set to qualify. Let me look at the third place.
The Dutch
look real quick
should be in because I think they have 4 points.
Yeah, they should be fine. Let me just update everybody on where we're at. Yeah, Netherlands is first right now in the third place standings with 4. Slovakia in second with 3. Slovenia in third, and then Hungary in fourth. Just clinging on to that spot, but maybe Czech Republic overtakes them tomorrow. We'll see. So it's looking good so far. The last game of the day was France versus Poland, where we saw Mbappe score his first Euros goal. Y'all's reaction, let me know. And your reaction to this French team, because we've harped on this English squad for the performances they put in and not really showing out the way that we thought they would, but they still ended up topping the group. You could say very similarly to this French team doing the exact same thing, although they didn't top the group this time. They do get out of it comfortably, I would say, at the end of the day, because even though they're not cooking the way we expect them to, they still qualify out in second place, man. And this team has me wondering, bro, because I'm just like, why in my mind? Because I picked France to win this tournament. I was like, why am I just so defensive of this team, man? Why am I so defensive versus like England? I'm so quick to just shit on them, right? But I was thinking about it. I was like, am I going to come on the stream and defend France once again? Because I really said that if they show another weird performance, I'll flip on them. But I need to see them lose. I need to see France lose so I can flip completely. That's where I stand on this team. No matter how bad they play, I need to see them lose. The reason being, and the difference between them and England, is that France has trophies, man. They have trophies. They have a whole trophy cabinet, World Cups. They have such big moments and big tournaments. I need to see them get taken down ultimately before I can flip on this team. And I know that might sound a little, I don't know, biased, but that's what it's going to take for France, because they're just capable of playing such a high level of football. I trust them to tap into that when it's absolutely needed more than I trust France to tap into theirs. So for that reason, I think there's a difference between what we saw today between France and England. I do realize I'm being very defensive, but I'm going to stick to it still. I'm not going to flip yet because of the history of this French team and what I've seen this generation achieve in the past.
I like that, though, because France have proven that they can literally win a title.
They've proven it.
Right? And so until a team beats them, then you can always say France will find a way back into a game, or they will just keep their opponent scoreless, as they've basically done throughout most of this group stage. Like, France's defense has looked fantastic. Not only that, they look very dominant in their midfield possession. One thing, though, that really is surprising me, though, France can't score. They got an own goal against Austria, couldn't score against the Netherlands, and only got a penalty today. No goals in open play. I think that's very concerning, and honestly, like, that's bad. If you really think about it, you have players like Antoine Griezmann, Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, and I know his injury might play some sort of aspect here, but France got to figure out their own fluid chemistry up top, because if I'm criticizing England for having no chemistry up top, I got to criticize France offense. I think they have a bit more chemistry, but they are just completely non-clinical so far at this tournament. They're just not taking their chances. And then when they do get past the defense, they're making really poor decisions after that. So France need to figure out how to get going offensively. Otherwise, they're just going to draw every game. And then you don't want to leave it to penalties for this French team. You just don't want to give that opponent that chance.
Yeah, I agree. They're not clinical. I will say their chance creation is better than England's from what I've seen. I've seen Mbappe get in a lot of opportunities and still hasn't been able to figure it out. Dembele, I think, has been very wasteful this tournament. Even Griezmann, man. He had multiple opportunities to score this tournament. Hasn't done it. So I agree with the lack of finishing, but they do generate better chances. I will say, though, it's their defense, man. They've only conceded 1 goal this whole tournament, and it was a penalty today to Lewandowski.
Yeah.
They shut out Austria, who we saw ball out today, and they shut out the Netherlands, who can also score goals. I think that's their best point now, which is crazy given that they have one of the best, if not the best offensive player in the world right now in Kylian Mbappe. For that reason, I defend them because I really do think when it matters the most, they will find a way to finally finish, finally be clinical, finally get those goals that matter. I'm trusting that. I've seen it before, but I do understand the criticism because maybe they have a Euros curse, man. Maybe they're playing, maybe people are mentioning the Pogba curse. Maybe they miss a guy like Pogba in the midfield, man. I don't know what it is, but they haven't been convincing, and I can definitely agree on that aspect. I do think there's been some good parts, and I think the defense is one of the best parts of that.
Agreed. Yeah, their defense is elite, and they've proven it at this tournament. Yeah.
Chat, what are y'all thinking? N'Golo Kante is good, says Max. Scenes when Austria wins the Euros. But can you imagine? That would be one of the greatest victories we've seen in like the last 10, 15 years of football, man.
You know, it's interesting with England not doing well, with France not even topping their group. You know, Belgium and Portugal have gotten off to, weird starts. What if this is the Euros where, like a mid-tier European team makes it to the final? Like when Denmark won in the 90s?
Or Greece in 2004.
Or Greece in 2004. What if it's that time of the cycle again?
Damn, it's like every 15, 20 years?
Yeah.
And we're witnessing that?
That'd be amazing.
Damn, man. I would love that. If it's Austria especially, man. Ralph Ragnick. Man, that whole narrative would be beautiful, bro. Yeah. It'd be beautiful. Guys, let's do daily awards. What is the goal of the day? Goal of the day. Obviously, we can't pick any Group C goals because there were no goals, folks. There were no goals in those games. But between France and Poland and Austria and Netherlands, is it the Marcel Sabitzer goal?
I'm going to go Sabitzer. That shit was cold, man. It was cold. The way he just struck through it, blasted on the roof of the net, and ultimately it ended up being the game winner. Like, come on, give me Sabitzer's goal. Although, like, Depay's goal was pretty fire, though, too. So
yeah,
that's a nice second one.
And even Gakpo's.
Gakpo's good, too.
But for the scenes, for the emotion, for what it meant, that Sabitzer goal gets it for me. Performance of the day. Who's the performer of the day? I don't want to see a single player from England, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia get picked. I don't want to see a single player get picked. Y'all can say anybody else. I don't want to see it from Group C players.
Yeah. Performer. I mean, you could give it to any Austrian midfielder, honestly. Grealish had a gorgeous assist. Sabitzer with the clinicality he showed in front of goal. I thought Seiwald was really good in his defensive role. He's been amazing this tournament. Just give me any Austrian midfielder.
Yeah, I'm seeing shouts for Sabitzer. I'm down, bro.
Yeah.
I'm down. Suyok says, hey, Reynoso, my bro, I guess you won't remember. After Austria lost to France, I told you Austria would be dark horse, and they topped the group of France and Netherlands. # respect. I don't remember that, but if you said that, bro, then you know ball. You know ball. Congratulations, bro. You know ball. Skorupski is getting shouts as well. Skorupski GOAT is in the chat. Spain, our favorites now, says Agent Ronaldo. Sabitzer or Baumgartner. Alejo Thompson says, I'm just down. Let's just go with a popular pick here, Sabitzer. I think Sabitzer getting the game winner, having a great game in the midfield. Last question of the day is game of the day. Does it go to Austria, Netherlands as well?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that game was so fun because, I mean, Netherlands got back into it twice.
Yep.
And each time Austria had a response. So this was actually one of the more entertaining games of the tournament, I think. It was a goal fest. It was fun.
Let's look at the super chat. Let's see what the Give and Go folks are saying. Guys, apology for our energy levels. Those last 2 games that we just saw just took the life out of me, man. They took the life out of me. The Hitman says, England will sleepwalk to the final. Don't be deceived by teams that score tons of goals here. Many will go out early. I mean, if we're being honest, half of them will.
I'm saying there's always a chance for that.
Always a chance. As long as they're in the tournament, they have a chance. The Hitman once again saying England don't have an easy bracket. They most likely will get the Netherlands, then play Italy or Switzerland, and possibly one of Austria or Belgium. I do agree. These are feisty teams. I think the reason I speak more highly about the other side is because of the names. Germany, Spain, the Euros history. But these teams are not easy. That's not what I'm trying to say. Don't get me wrong, folks. Michael Talks Football. Our boy says, who played worse football, England or Lebanon? Low-key England, bro. Low-key, man. Actually, nah, man.
If Lebanon had gotten out of the group stage, I would have maybe entertained it, but they couldn't get out, so England definitely played better.
Lebanon, man. That's tough. I'd rather watch paint dry, dude. Jaden says, I have Spain versus Switzerland in the finals. Dude, Switzerland in the final would be...
Swiss, man.
That'd be crazy.
They're looking
man.
good, too.
Damn, Shaka getting to another final
Yeah.
in the same year. Maybe he enters the Ballon d'Or contender category, bro. That'd be crazy for Switzerland. Who had a worse 0-0 game, says Gilberto Godinez, England or Brazil? Oh, that's actually a great question. I would say England, bro. I would say England, because I don't feel like Slovenia put up a defensive masterclass the way I saw from Costa Rica, dude. Like,
Yeah.
man, Oblak didn't even have to make that many saves because England didn't generate that much, bro. I think it's England.
Yeah, I like that. Again, we also saw Sequeira make some crazy saves for Costa Rica. There were some crazy clearances. You're right. Yeah, Costa Rica had to work way harder. So, yeah, I'm down for that. England probably had the worst 0-0.
I can't believe that, man. I can't believe these sentences.
It's crazy, yeah.
This is nuts to me. Edrey Nava says, what's up, lads? Love the podcast. Been watching for a while. Great way to unwind after work. Dude.
Thank you, brother.
Man. That must be a vibe, though. You just got off work. You tune into the Give and Go. You get on the live. And you just talk to us, man. We talk football, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out. Let me know where you work at. Let me know what you do in the chat. Would love to know. Jacob says, off topic, but I didn't watch the stream yesterday, and I wanted to mention I was at the Brazil game, and the stadium noise when Endry came on was insane. Dude, the stadium, SoFi Stadium, the atmosphere looked incredible, bro. I'm jealous, man. I wish we could have been there, but we're just in Texas.
Dude, that is so cool, though. And I've been noticing that anytime Endrick, gets near that touchline, even in the friendlies when he was in Europe, people, really got up for him. So if Endrick can take that energy and become the footballer that Brazil want him to be, man, he's the next Neymar.
That'd be so cool, man.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool because I think he's trying to jumpstart that narrative.
Yeah.
He really is. And if he lives up to it, man, the fans are going to be on board with this Endrick magic. Last thing to do is preview tomorrow's games. We have match previews. Slovakia versus Romania and Ukraine versus Belgium happening tomorrow. We'll do Slovakia, Romania first. Who do you guys think will win, lose, or draw this match? Slovakia versus Romania, two teams that are currently tied because we have all four teams in Group E tied on 3 points. This group's going to be crazy. After the snooze fest that we just got today, I think we're going to start off tomorrow with some bangers.
Dude, I mean, try and figure out this group. All teams on 3 points. We rarely get this opportunity at a tournament with 4 teams in a group. So I am so excited to see what happens. This one I think is going to be tight, though. I don't even know if I can really call it. I think it's truly 50-50 if I'm being honest, but I'm going to be rooting for Romania to get the dub. I just think you don't want to get a draw because the other game might end in a draw, you know? So it's just you almost want to get the win, but you don't want to give too much because, if you get down early, then it's just okay, maybe we should have gone for the draw then. This is going to get weird, bro. This is going to get really weird.
Everyone ties tomorrow is what Emiliano Garcia says.
Everyone
we could see that because of that mindset.
Yeah.
We could end up seeing that. I just wonder which teams are going to want to go for it, which ones are going to choose to play more defensively. I would like to see Romania go all out, but I also don't want to see them get killed out here, man.
Yeah.
I don't. And I don't think Slovakia has that in them. So I actually am going to be rooting for Romania. Looks like the chat agrees. Romania wins this game at 55%, Slovakia at 19%, draw at 25%. And then the next game is Belgium, Ukraine happening at the same time. I need to see Belgium win this one.
Yeah, me too. And I think they will because we saw how great and dynamic they looked in their last game. They just need to take that same performance, copy and paste it here, and they will beat Ukraine. Ukraine played decent, but it was more so Slovakia let themselves down, and Ukraine got back into the game and stole that victory. But if Belgium play their best football, they will beat Ukraine.
Yeah, I think so too. And Ukraine's in last right now on goal differential, so they also need a result out of this match. So interested to see how they approach the game. But the chat agrees 75% for Belgium on this one, 9% for Ukraine, 20% for draw. And then after these matches, we have 2 more games happening at the same time to close out this round. Group F with Portugal facing off against Georgia and Turkey facing off against Czechia. Let's do Portugal, Georgia. Portugal currently in first place with 6 points, trying to become the second team in this tournament to get all 9 points in this round. We'll see if they can do it in the group stage because so far they managed to defeat Turkey in their last game pretty handily with a 3-0 result. And Georgia, for as fun as they've been, for as exciting as they've been to watch, only sitting on 1 point in 4th place right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love Georgia. Do not get me wrong. I think they've played such courageous football, and they've been really entertaining going forward when they get on the ball. I need to see Portugal cook here, though. I need to see them cook. They look very good in that second match. I want them to have just as good a performance. They should win this game by a couple of goals.
Yeah, I agree. I need to see them cook. I think Turkey didn't play their best players in the last match. I know Georgia will come into this game hungry, fighting for it. I want to see how Portugal handles that. Yeah. Let's see what happens going into the round 16. But I do expect them to win 88%. Portugal, I mean, yeah, I agree. For as much as I love this Georgian team, I just don't think they can withstand the Portuguese pressure. Although I'm excited to see Mamardashvili once again facing off against a very good offense and just putting in a clinic between the sticks. The last game of the day happening at the same time is Czechia versus Turkey. Czechia versus Turkey. Does Czechia pull off the upset here and overtake Turkey for second place, or does Turkey get the result and see themselves qualify into the round of 16 automatically?
I think this one's going to be tight, actually. I could see being 0-0 for a long time, and then maybe someone gets heroic and steals the win at the last minute. I honestly see this one as 50-50. Turkey have the more dynamic players, but Czechia are very physical, and Turkey struggle against physical opponents. So, honestly, this one might be a draw.
This might be a draw. This one might be a draw. I want to see if Turkey can break that Czechia defense. I actually think the Czechia defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
Georgia was able to do it, but they weren't able to match them in goal total. And Portugal struggled for a while, but then they finally did it after the 75th minute. Can Turkey do it, though? I'm interested because I didn't get a good indication of Turkey because of the players they played last time against Portugal. And Georgia, for as fun as they've been, are the weakest team here. So I need to see Turkey. I need to see what level they're actually at. And I think this game will give us a good idea now that there's pressure. And Goulet has to start.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, he has to start.
That's actually a good point, because if Turkey themselves think that they can be in the round of 16 and compete at that level, they have to win this game. They have to win this outright, play their best players, and play their best football as the warm-up for the round of 16. I agree. This is a perfect test for Turkey.
Why are people saying Shrek? Shrek will win the Euros? Is that a joke I'm missing?
Shrek
will win that. What am I missing, bro?
Is there a turkey reference in Shrek? Like something, maybe?
What? Agent Ronaldo, I need clarity there. Regardless, guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. Thumbs up on your way out. I just want to talk Copa America at this point, man. I'm going to be honest. After what we saw today,
we got some fun games tonight. Argentina taking the pitch again.
Yes.
And that'll be a fun game against Chile, hopefully.
Yes,
and then,
sir.
honestly, low-key, we get to see Canada. Maybe do something fun tonight, too. I'm really excited about Copa games tonight.
And the Peruvian downfall, if you will, as well. Let's go. Copa America is going to be lit. Do we have any other Super Chats, producer, Rod, or are we clear to go? We're good. Guys, thank you so much. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe on your way out. We will see you guys in just a few hours for our next stream for the Copa America. Peace.